Please welcome Bill Nye.
William Sanford Bill Nye is an American television host, science advocate, and mechanical engineer who rose to fame during the mid-90s as the presenter of the beloved television show Bill Nye The Science Guy. Bill also gained popular appeal with his vast number of fans and followers through appearances on numerous other media platforms, which included the comedy series The Big Bang Theory, Dancing with the Stars, and many more, as well as the release of the Netflix series Bill Nye Saves the World. What few people know about Bill, though, is that the wackiest scientist is also a first-rate comedian who gained his first exposure on television in the comedy sketch show Almost Live, which subsequently inspired the creation of his popular show Bill Nye The Science Guy. Since the cancellation of his first project, Bill certainly hasn't disappeared off the face of the planet and continues to advocate the importance of science while pursuing a rather successful career in entertainment. Following the final episodes of Bill Nye The Science Guy, William went on to inspire numerous media focused on popularizing many sciences, which includes mathematics in the crime drama series Numbers. Aside from playing a motivational role, Bill also began working on several other projects, though none have proven to be as popular as the original series. Bill is also known for having written 2 books, both focused on scientific endeavors, taking a look at modern problems and potential scientific solutions, which inspired the 2017 Netflix adaptation of Bill's initial success with Bill Nye Saves the World. However, this series came to a conclusion in 2018, leaving many of Bill's followers wondering where the popular science guy went and what's happened to him. Well, it's safe to say that Bill is nowhere near retirement, and it seems as if he's still adamant about entertaining the world with his odd approach to teaching science. And he's back at it with the creation of his latest series, The End of Nye, which streams on Peacock and Sci-Fi. Born on the 27th of November 1955 in Washington, D.C., Bill comes from an intelligent family, and throughout his life aspired to achieve the same success. His mother, Jacqueline Jenkins, served in the U.S. military as a codebreaker during World War II, and his father, Edwin Darby Ned Nye, also a veteran of the war, worked as a construction contractor responsible for building airstrips. Jacqueline was a member of a small group of elite young women known as the Goucher Girls, selected from Goucher College in Townsend, Maryland by the U.S. Navy, enlisted, and set to break the secret codes used by both the German and Japanese forces. However, whenever Nye speaks about his mother, he claims that her work was always top secret, and she never spoke much about what she did during the war. Bill attended Lafayette Elementary School and Alice Junior High until earning a scholarship to enroll at the Sidwell Friends High School, from which he matriculated in 1973. Bill then moved to Ithaca, New York, where he attended Cornell University to study at the Sibley School of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, today simply known as the College of Engineering. While studying at Cornell, Bill had the good fortune to attend lectures hosted by the famous scientist and American astronomer Carl Sagan, whom Bill credits as his inspiration for falling deeply in love with science. At Cornell, Bill's greatest desire was to work in the space program, and while completing his studies, Bill applied for the National Aeronautics and Space Administration's astronaut training program no less than 4 times. Unfortunately, NASA denied Bill's application each time, and following his graduation in 1977, Bill went on to pursue a career outside of his desired field. With a Bachelor of Science degree in mechanical engineering in hand, Bill applied for a job at Boeing Corporation, the famous airplane manufacturer, where he became an engineer. He also worked for the Seattle-based company Sunstrand Data Control, but while working for Boeing, Bill invented an hydraulic resonance suppressor tube, which is still used to this day on the Boeing 747. However, Nye felt that his life was somewhat incomplete and began looking for a thrill beyond the everyday life of an engineer, and found it in a newly discovered passion for comedy. Often by entertaining his friends by doing Steve Martin impressions, and in 1978, Bill won a look-alike competition, which evidently led him to pursue a part-time career as a comedian. Around the same time, Nye began his career as a science advocate which aimed to inspire children to pursue studies in scientific fields, as well as volunteering over the weekends at the Pacific Science Center as a science explainer. On the 3rd of October 1986, Bill resigned from Boeing to focus on his comedy acts, as by now, his comedy career was keeping him too busy to juggle both careers. Following his passion for making people laugh, Bill started making appearances on the Seattle-based television comedy sketch show Almost Live, and working as a freelance writer for the show from 1986 until the early 1990s. Some of Bill's iconic sketches on the show include a superhero act as Speed Walker, a superhero who upholds the strict regulations of the International Speedwalking Association, as well as several comic science experiments, such as demonstrating what would happen if someone ate a marshmallow dipped in liquid nitrogen. It was on Almost Live that Bill earned his nickname Bill Nye The Science Guy, with his science experiments becoming a favorite of the show's audience. So much so that Bill earned a Talent Emmy from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. While working on Almost Live, Bill continued to look for other television offers, eventually gaining the opportunity to host a Washington-based short education show, Fabulous Wetlands, in 1989. Following this, Bill appeared in the Disney Channel remake of The All-New Mickey Mouse Club from 1991 to 1993, appearing as Dr. Emmett Brown's assistant in the educational segment of Back to the Future, the animated series. In 1993, with the aid of several collaborating actors, Bill created the pilot episode for Bill Nye The Science Guy, which he pitched to Seattle-based broadcaster KCTS-TV. The series eventually became a smashing success, but Bill admitted that it could easily have failed had he not listened to Carl Sagan's advice. While attending the 10-year college anniversary party, Bill had proposed the concept of the show to Sagan, though Nye intended to focus only on engineering. However, Sagan advised him that the younger audiences, such as children and teenagers, would be more interested in general sciences, as proven by the success of Nye's television show. Bill Nye The Science Guy aired from 1993 to 1998, becoming the most-watched educational show in the U.S., and although it aimed at entertaining younger audiences, the show also attracted a considerable adult fan base. Through Bill and the show's ability to make science entertaining, Bill Nye The Science Guy became a popular educational tool used in schools all over the states. And to this day, many students might still recall watching segments of the show during science class. The show's popularity and success earned it 23 Emmy nominations, of which it walked away with 19, including an Outstanding Performer in Children's Programming, credited to Nye. The series became so popular that it also earned a place among Disney World's attractions, with a notable collaboration alongside Ellen DeGeneres, known as Ellen's Energy Adventure. Hosted at the Universe of Energy Pavilion at the Epcot theme park in Disney World, the attraction operated from 1996 until its closure in 2017. Aside from that, Nye also performed a voiceover role in a dinosaur ride attraction at Disney's Animal Kingdom, and in 1996, Bill released educational software for both Windows and Macintosh, based on the show and entitled Bill Nye The Science Guy, Stop the Rock, and also published several books, more notably Bill Nye The Science Guy, Big Blast of Science, and Big Blue Ocean. With the success of Bill Nye The Science Guy in hindsight following the show's cancellation in 1998, Bill began working on a possible comeback series known as The Eyes of Nye, but unfortunately experienced many difficulties, including constant delays, partly caused by a lack of funding, disputes among KCTS executives, and repeated changes in the creative intentions of the show. This all led to initial denials at publication, but eventually the show premiered on American Public Television in 2005. Unlike Bill's original series, The Eyes of Nye would instead focus on entertaining older audiences, addressing and discussing modern, controversial, and often highly debated science-related topics. Some of the topics mentioned in the show included about race, genetically modified food sources, and even global warming and environmental change crises. However, the show didn't earn as popular of a reception among viewers as Bill had hoped, and the show was canceled after running for only a single season. Nonetheless, despite this setback, Bill continued to pursue a career in entertainment, as well as a role in advocating for science. From 2002 until 2005, Bill served as a technical advisor for the American version of the British robotics competition battle series Robot Wars, called BattleBots in the US. Around the same time, Nye assisted in the development of a sundial for the Mars rover, which in addition to telling time, included a small color panel to help in creating a basis for color calibration in the foreign atmosphere of Mars. From 2004 to 2005, Bill hosted the Science Channel's award-winning show 100 Greatest Discoveries, and also became the vice president of the Planetary Society, an organization intent on progressing space research sciences for the purposes of exploring other planets, particularly focused on Mars. In 2007, Nye hosted the Discovery Channel's 8-part series Greatest Inventions with Bill Nye, and at the same time, an advocating lecture Nye gave inspired the inception of the crime drama series Numbers, in which he made recurring appearances as an engineering professor. In October of that same year, Bill made an appearance in America's Most Smartest Model, then in Heidi Cullen's The Climate Code, now named Forecast Earth on the Weather Channel, and in 2008 served as an expert in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Later in 2008, Bill hosted another short-lived series on the Green Planet Network, Stuff Happens, and made a guest appearance on Stargate Atlantis as himself, alongside fellow scientist advocate and astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson. In the following year, Nye recorded a YouTube video as himself, and not his television personality, in which he advocated and attempted to inspire positive changes in clean energy legislation on behalf of Al Gore's Repower America campaign. That same year, Bill also joined the American Optometrist Society in a multimedia campaign to promote better eye health among children and to convince parents to provide children with comprehensive care. In 2010, Bill became the executive director of the Planetary Society, following Louis Friedman's retirement, and further progressed his advocacy role by becoming the face of a new exhibition at the Chabot Space and Science Center in California called Bill Nye's Climate Lab. The exhibition focused on inviting visitors to combat climate change and featured Bill as the commander of the Clean Energy Space Station. In the years that followed, Nye would make several more television appearances, which notably included a 2013 guest appearance in The Big Bang Theory, and again in the show's final season in 2018. Other appearances include the 2016 documentary Food Evolution, as well as appearing as a contestant in 2013 in the 17th season of Dancing with the Stars. In 2019, Bill guest starred in Jonathan Van Ness's podcast series Getting Curious, discussing the potential changes in a greener, eco-friendly future. In 2020, Nye portrayed the role of Upton Sinclair in the biographical film Mank, and also voiced himself in the animated episode Happy Halloween, Scooby-Doo. In 2017, Bill became the central figure of a biographical documentary entitled Bill Nye The Science Guy, focusing on exploring his life and success as both an entertainer and advocate of science eco-awareness. That same year, a new series called Bill Nye Saves the World premiered on the 17th of April, streaming directly online through Netflix. The show appears as both a sequel and remake of Nye's early successes as The Science Guy, but focuses on discussing more modern problems, which include alternative medicine and climate change, and approaches the video game industry from a scientific point of view. The first season of Bill Nye Saves the World aired for 13 episodes. Then 2018 and 2019 featured 6-episode second and third seasons, as renewed by Netflix. Following this, Bill took a short hiatus from television, only making appearances in The Masked Dancer and starring in the biopic Mank. However, these wouldn't be the last time Bill's many fans would see the comic scientist. In 2022, The End Is Nigh premiered on Peacock and Sci-Fi, which stars everyone's favorite scientist, once again exploring scientific possibilities and providing the smaller-brained public with simplified explanations. However, although the show focuses on science, it addresses and often discusses the probability of natural disasters that could lead to extinction on Earth, or ultimately The Collapse of the Universe. The dramatized show explores natural disasters such as coronal mass ejection, a scientific phenomenon related to extreme solar activity, volcanic eruptions on the worst possible scale, and even the probability of mass extinction caused by viruses and asteroid collisions. Thus far, the series seems to be popular and has become one of the most anticipated second season releases of 2023, though the release is yet to be announced. For now, fans of The End is Nigh and Bill himself will have to sit tight and be patient, as they might have to wait a little while longer for the new season. Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.